Yo, welcome to a new Craftopia video. Today we are going to be talking about the new class that has been added to Craftopia, the Elf class. But as always, if you enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with anything you'd like to see or any help you might need. But let's do this. Now, with the recent content update that dropped on the 30th of September, we were introduced to two new classes, one of which being the Elf. And that's what we're going to take a look at today. So now when we head into our single player and we create a new character, choose our look as normal. So now when we reach this end screen, we can now choose these different races. I will cover the demon in a separate video, but in this video we're going to talk about the elf. Now if we select the elf, we get a little bit of customization. We get to choose the size of the elf ears, which is very cool, but we also actually get some different stats. I did cover this in my update video, but I thought this would be a little bit more in-depth look into the elf. So we have a little bit of a character description here. This race can control mana and bows fairly. Their magic skills and arrow attacks will be strengthened, and the amount of mana and its regeneration will be increased, though they are not tough and not good at melee attacks. So for you players that want to run your dual wields, your two-handeds, an elf isn't for you. But if you want to use a bow or magic, then elf will be perfect. So basically that in a little bit more detail means we get 5% less max health. Now that's countered slightly because we actually get 5% more max mana, but it comes at a cost of our physical damage being 3% less. Now the elf and the demon both gain less XP, meaning it will level up a bit slower than your normal human class. But again, we kind of counter that with these extra abilities here. Now the level 15 is lost in translation, so I will pop the translation on the screen now. So now we can see that once we hit level 15, our arrow damage increases by 6.2%. And as we continue to level and we hit level 30, our magic damage is also increased by 5%. And finally, we can see once we hit level 45, we can see that we get mana regen at 0.5 mana per second, which you combine this with other mana regen abilities, and this is actually going to be very, very good. So we're going to go ahead and create our elf, and we're going to call him Elf. Creative, right? Okay, so here's where we're going to do a little bit of testing. Now, I have this creative world set up that puts us instantly to level 55 with max stat points. This just allows us to do some good testing on basic stats. So this is the basic human. What I'm going to do for the basic human is I'm going to head to my skill tree, go across to magic, and we're going to unlock runic barrage. And I'm going to max that out. And that is all we are going to do. I'm going to drag that down to my skill bar. And there we go. We have a level 55 human with maxed out runic barrage. Other than that, basic. So here we are on an island level 5 with our character. And here we have a level 57 sheep. Let's see what kind of damage we output. That was 25 to 28. Let's do another test on that. So he was level 57. Okay, 29 to 30 if you hit towards the head. Let's hit the back end of the sheep. Again, 25 to 28. So now we have my elf character, same location, same skill, runic barrage maxed out, and we will see that the damage isn't going to be drastically different. In fact, it's not far off the same. That class is towards the head. Let's go for the rear end. We're now getting more towards the kind of 28, 29 kind of area. But again, not too much difference. But what you will notice is if you now look at the mana bar, the mana is refilling quite nicely. So you imagine pure magic set up with max mana regen. Your mana is going to be really, really good. Although your damage may not be helped a lot, it will with the range as well. So you combine range, magic, and mana regen, and elf is going to be very good to use. Now, of course, these numbers will really start to affect once you add armor, weapons into the mix, that kind of thing. Right now, we're just using a basic character, and we can see the numbers aren't drastically different in terms of damage, but they do help a bit, including once you add armors into it, and with that mana regen, it's going to make these elves really good to use. So although those numbers aren't drastically affected with things like runic barrage doesn't put out the most amount of damage anyway. You will actually start to notice it more when you use things like the ice mine and things with that high damage output. You may only gain an extra couple of hundred on top, but that could make that drastic difference. But having a built-in mana regen before you've purchased any other abilities is great. So let's head into magic a second and let's put in everything that helps with mana regen. So we're just going to go ahead and unlock a bunch of skills so we can get to all of the mana regens. We're going to do the same in basic as well. We're going to make sure we get all of those meditations put on. So now that we have max meditation 2, come along to magic, we then have max wisdom, mana siphon, and maxed mana blessing. Let me put something on that's going to take down a little bit more mana so we can truly see it in effect. So as we can see, we're on that 1000 mana. I'm going to use these as quick as I can just to get down a bunch of mana. And watch how quick this will build back up. So it's going up that small amount that our character has built in, but then it will start to go up those chunks as well, which will mean in between using abilities, you are probably gaining back what you're using on most. Unless it's something like miasma, which uses like a bunch of mana. If it's something like the lightning ball takes away 35 mana. Now, if I was to put this down and hang around in this area a little bit, I would gain that 35 back very, very fast. Plus, the 35 mana used is a reduced amount as well. So that all combination together will make this elf class amazing. Now, I will go into a future build once I get my own survival elf maxed out with all the best gear. We will go into a magic build, but the update has just dropped. I haven't done any of that yet, and I'd want to give it to you in a legit way, not in a creative way. And there we go. That is a little bit more of an in-depth tour through the elf class. I'm personally super excited to dive into this character a little bit more as I'm a big fan of the mage. And with the new magic staves and the new gear added, I feel like some of our builds are about to take a whole new level. Now, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below, are you excited for the elf or are you more looking forward to the demon? I do have the demon video coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. But most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!